Hello everyone, welcome to the video. Today we are talking about dreams, hopes, aspirations, even the unrealistic ones. I feel like when I first started cosplaying, if I wanted to cosplay a character, I just made it happen immediately. It was like, alright, save up the money, we go online, we buy it, we've cosplayed the character. But as I'm progressing with cosplay, I find I'm a little bit more picky. AKA sometimes bought costumes just don't quite do it. There are some great bought costumes out there. I have many that I love, and I also have some that I'm a bit about. All of which is to say that I want to get more into making my own costumes. So because costume making takes quite a lot of time, I kind of have a backlog now of characters who I really want to cosplay but haven't had the chance to get to yet. So today I want to talk about the cosplays that I'm aiming to get done in this year and in the more immediate future. And then also I'm going to be sharing my absolute dream cosplays that I'm they're going to happen one day. I don't know when that day is, but I'm going to make it happen one day. So let's get into it. So starting with the costumes I'm planning on making this year and I'm going to make happen soon. Let's talk about what I'm working on at the moment. I've been working on this for ages, so it's really surprising that I haven't properly talked about it. Me and my friend Jen are going to be entering a cosplay competition, namely the World Cosplay Summit. The World Cosplay Summit is kind of a big deal. Am I prepared to be entering something of this grandeur and honor and nature? No. Did I know how to sew when I decided this was something I was going to be entering? No, other than sewing in a somewhat straight line. SmashCon last year, I sat and I watched the WCS performances, and seeing those and the level of quality of the cosplays and the commitment to the performance really made me go, okay, I need to step up my game. So the costume I am making is Homura from Puella Magica in her demon version. And here are some clips of where I'm up to with it. It almost looks like something that's going to start resembling a dress, which is awesome. Hopefully the dress can get done I'm going to be ambitious and say maybe end of February. That would be nice. I would like that. That would get us on schedule. And then it's just making a lot of the accessories, which I'm fairly confident with, except for the socks. I haven't thought about the socks. And then we've got a whole performance to plan. But you know what? I have made all this happen with sheer determination and stubbornness, and also wasting a lot of fabric. So I'm committed. This is happening. I am planning on doing a whole vlog of the actual performance weekend experience. So if you're interested in behind the scenes of cosplay competitions and performances, and also a lot more detail on what this costume is going to look like when it's finished, I recommend subscribing. So Homura has taken up all of my time, all of my brain space. So before I was working on Homura, I was actually making another costume, which was a very time-consuming costume, and that was to make Effie's butterfly dress from the Hunger Games Catching Fire. Honestly, if I was smart, I would have finished this cosplay so that I could be posting content about it during this Hunger Games resurgence we are having. But I'm not smart, and you can't predict these things. The thing that is working out well for me with this costume is when I was making it, I was still in my I don't know how to sew phase. So I was I knew how to make about 300 butterflies, which I have made. I have 300 butterflies sitting around. Now that I am actually at a point where I'm confident enough to say I know how to sew and I know the basic shapes and garments, how to recreate that, I can do this cosplay so much better than what I was doing. So once Homura is done, Effie is going to be finished. And I feel this is one I could get done reasonably quickly now with the skills that I have. So those are cosplays I'm kind of working on now. Once Homura is complete, I can have complete freedom with making costumes again. The rule for myself is no making new cosplays. till you have finished Homura, because I can have no distractions. There's a deadline for this, you need to get it done. But I have family members who have said that they'd want to cosplay with me, and we have like plans, I guess, for what we would cosplay together. So I don't know if I've told them this, but I've got a mental plan for what I'm going to be doing. So for Oz Comic Con, I want to do cosplay duos with certain people. One of them is going to be Team Rocket from Pokemon. Am I going to be cosplaying Jessie or James? Honestly, I don't know yet. It's not a very hard cosplay, really. It's just the decision on how literal I would want to make Jessie's wig, because if I made that like screen accurate, I don't know if I'm capable of it. I haven't played with glue and wigs yet. The other kind of cosplay duo I want to do is I want to be Ellie from The Last of Us with my dad cosplaying Joel, because that would be amazing. I feel like the hardest thing about this will be getting the makeup to look like Ellie. I'm decent at cosplay makeup now, I feel like, but I'm not good at that element of makeup which is making your face look identical to another person's face. Anime characters are one thing, real life people are a whole other thing. But I feel like a lot of it's just going to be getting some secondhand clothes and doing weathering, which weathering is so fun. And then just, yeah, deciding what like props and accessories I want to have, because there's a whole range of weapons and all sorts. So yeah, just deciding like what version of Ellie I want to do. Preferably like an easy one. Lastly, for this year, reasonably, can I also cosplay this character this year? I don't know. But if there's one thing we've learnt about me today, it's that sheer determination makes things happen. I want to be Tainari from Genshin Impact so bad. And I want to cosplay more Genshin. But the thing I learned from getting my Zhongling cosplay is I didn't like my Zhongling cosplay. Part of it's the wig. I don't think my physique suits the character very well. There's a lot of really good bought Genshin cosplays, but Genshin designs just have so much detail and so much texture, and I really love the textures, and like a lot of parts are supposed to be metallic and things like that. And a lot of bought cosplays, it's just a printed sheet, which it's good, and I love it on other people. I'm so less critical of other people. I see any Genshin cosplay, I'm like, yes, go. But for me, I prefer like the look of textures on cosplay, and that's something that is the advantage of making your own costumes. You can pick how you want to do things, how you want to interpret things. And so there's a lot of Genshin cosplays I want to do, but I want to try making them, and that requires a lot of skill level. Tainari is one I feel like is more reasonable. I think I'll probably give in and just do a casual Tainari cosplay first, just with the wig, the ears, the tail, and like an outfit that would suit him. I feel like I'll probably end up doing that this year, but I also do want to try making his full official costume outfit myself, because I feel like it's a more reasonable one to do myself. In saying that, it's still going to be difficult because there's a lot of different components. Yeah, I love Tainari. I want to be Tainari very badly, and I'm going to make it happen. And with all that said, I now want to talk about my absolute dream cosplays. There's some characters who I'm like, yeah, I'd love to do that character in the future. I really want to do some Jujutsu Kaisen characters because I really like Jujutsu Kaisen. I haven't done a cosplay yet. Particularly, I'd really like to cosplay Maki. I really want to cosplay like Shoto, the VTuber. I'm planning on doing a cosplay of Mio from Stranger by the Shore. These are cosplays I know that I'm going to get to fairly soon, and I know I really want to do. But like, right now we're going to be talking about the dream cosplays, the really big builds that I'm waiting to have the skill level to do. There's some here I don't know if they're possible to do, but I'd just love to one day. First one from the list is Nyx from Hades. I'm pretty sure I've talked about this one on the channel before. Look, the Hades as a game has some amazing character designs. There's some such cool looking characters. The overall look of that game. Anyway, Nyx in particular, I just love to cosplay. I feel like once I've done all my current cosplays, Nyx will probably be the next one. There's just a lot of really intricate details on her, namely around the collar piece. Like the little skulls, like I've already planned out how I'm gonna do most things. Little skulls I could do out of clay. I need so much fabric to do the dress, but I could probably do it. People have made it happen. People have made a cosplay of Nyx. I know it's possible. Is it possible for me personally? That is the question. Back to talking about Genshin Impact. I'm like in love with Navia at the moment. She's so pretty. It's so perfect. The costume is amazing. I think honestly Fontaine has been some of the best character designs to come out of Genshin. Navia has very quickly become a dream cosplay of mine. I'd really want to make this myself, and I know it's going to be a strong couple years before I'm game enough to actually make it. There's so many details, so many parts, and a lot of it would require a lot of technical sewing. I feel like I can at least practice enough to do the cosplay basics, but the sort of things I'd need to do for Navia are things I'm still a little ways off with. Also the wig. Like you could just wear a long blonde curly wig, or you could try and actually style it like this, and I feel like I'd want to do that. But I will be Navia one day, and it'll be the highlight of my life. Okay, next up we're going to talk about a cosplay that, like, I don't know how possible it is, but I'd really want to do it. It's from a game called Bramble the Mountain King, which starts off as a whimsical delight and very quickly turned into one of the most disturbing, heartbreaking, horrific games I've ever played. And yet, if you ask me to describe what this game is like, I would say it's absolutely beautiful. More amazingly is the chokehold that this creature has me in. I'm not confident on how to say her name in terms of pronunciation.
This grim tale of Skogsrået. She is just
like, I love this character so much. She's so cool looking. She's just covered in moss. And like, that's all it is. I just want to be a naked moss lady. But the problem is, she's basically naked. Either you do some Mystique X-Men level of body prosthetics, or I'd make essentially like a skin suit that was painted. Will I ever feel confident enough to actually do this cosplay? Especially considering it's very niche. But I don't know. I don't know. But that's why it's on the dream cosplay section of this video. Another cosplay I've thought about for years, but don't know if I'd actually ever be game enough to do it, is from Little Nightmares. I just think it would be so funny to cosplay from Little Nightmares, but not like as Six or as Mono, but as the janitor, because he has no human proportions. His body is like a cube, and his arms are like that Mr. Men character, what's his name? His arms are long. But I have thought about how I would make it work. And with Little Nightmares 3 coming out this year, I'm kind of tempted to see if I could make it work. But also, that's a ridiculous and silly thing to do. But you know what? I am partial to being a bit of a silly goose. Where would I wear this cosplay? Could I wear it to a con without being kicked out for scaring the children? I don't know. What would I do with this cosplay? I don't know. But I also really want to do it. Just because, like, I could. And that's why it's on the dream cosplay section. Alright, I could go on and on about random characters who I want to cosplay, but I expected this to be like a 10-minute video, and I've been talking for almost 22 minutes. So I think it's time I stop. Thank you for listening to my rambly, passionate talking. This is what it sounds like when I don't script videos and I freeform it. If you are interested in Genshin Impact, then I highly recommend subscribing. I have a big Genshin Impact related video coming out next week. And I'm very excited about it, and I'm really hoping that other people are really interested in it as well. It's not necessarily a cosplay video, but it's still talking about costumes, character design, Genshin Impact. So if you're into any of those things, highly recommend subscribing. And then in February, we're going to be going back into the in-cosplay videos and all the skits and goodness, try and do a Valentine's special. We've got some fun stuff coming up. If you did enjoy this video, please give me a like, and I really want to hear in the comments your personal dream cosplays, either what you're working on at the moment, or you're planning on doing, or just that unreasonable dream cosplay that you want to do it. For reasons you can't explain, you just wanna. I genuinely really want to hear other people's, because I feel like mine are a bit deranged and I kind of want to know that I'm not the only one. Thank you very much for watching and for your attention and your support. I hope you have a wonderful day. Goodbye.